Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, the first X&O video of 2021. Very excited for this one. This is a concept that I really love. I see a bunch of different teams run it. There's a bunch of different ways to get to it. We are breaking it down. It is essentially what I'm used to calling arrows with a cross, arrows with an in, arrows with a basic, the spray concept. We are basically taking a shot. Then we've got a triangle read. It is great versus many different looks, built for man, but can react and adjust to zone. I think you're going to dig it. Let's get it going. Plus, a few bonus playbooks if you hang until the middle and the end. Again, I think you're going to love it. Little video clip at the end as well. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. All right, arrows with a crosser. Back in New Orleans days, Mike McCarthy, offense coordinator, West Coasty, Gulf Coast. Arrows with a bow. We called it bow, crosser, bow, you're welcome. Now, the secret here is it's usually tethered with some sort of shot. So right here in New Orleans, we ran it with a corner. It doesn't have to be a corner. You see a lot of teams run it with a wheel nowadays or a rail. But at the end of the day, you're going to take a shot. We're going to alert that thing or run it one. And then you can really do it a bunch of different ways. You can go just straight pure progression, 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly what they're doing here. And what this is, when I'm talking about what this concept is for me, whether it's spray, whether it's spread, whether it's arrows with a crosser, it is these whip arrow routes. And we'll talk about exactly what that looks like with some sort of arrow or hunt basic in route. And so I think back in the day here, we used to do it from wide splits, max splits. I think nowadays it's run better for more condensed splits where these arrows or these whips come in from a little tighter and make this read just happen quicker. Now, when you come in here, you see these dotted lines. That means man-to-man, we're coming out of that thing. So they're in here really trying to sell this thing like a shallow or drive route, anticipating man, right? This is a man call. We're trying to get them to get running, overrun that thing. We put our foot in the ground, come out of it versus man, and we got a great chance for our runaway punt return right. And really, it's that on both sides. So it's kind of mirrored when it comes to those whips or arrows. And then it's got some sort of basic. Now, I've played it with a middle field read where you can take the middle of the field versus open, or close, you run that basic, or just locked in route. So there are a bunch of different ways to do it. But for me, the essence of this thing is let's take a shot and then let's get to a triangle. How do we get to a triangle? Well, it's just built in after running shallows or meshes maybe. Nowadays, you come in here and instead of running the deep hook with the mesh, you run these two whips or two arrows and you still get that triangle, right? You see a lot of offenses operate in some variation of triangle reads, whether it's over the middle, on the side with layers or levels, bunch of different ways to get there. For this is just getting there by selling these shallows, selling these runaways, put our foot in the ground, come out of it. Now, if you catch a zone, it's not quite as good a play. It basically evolves into spot, kind of a pseudo, mesh in essence. If you be able to hunt this thing up, basic, find a little spot to throw it. That it's all attacking the same space. You just get there a different way. Here it was 2-jet, 6-person slide protection. I know a great course if you're interested in more information on that. Arrows are those whip routes on the outside. That usually tethered with a corner in this offense, but we put the adjustment tag bow, which is just a crosser. Here it is the opposite way. Again, this is not jet, this is rocket. Totally different. 6-person slide protection strong now as opposed to weak. Again, wonderful course. The arrows set the concept. That's that arrow route with a corner in the West Coast world. Right here we tie it with bow or tag it with bow. And it's the same read, right? It doesn't matter. This could easily be, some sort of shot. It could be an inside fade. It could be, a go from the backfield. It can be whatever. We're taking a shot down the field. It's not there. We've got this variation of a triangle with this basic or bow or cross attacking the same parts of the field, right? That's the essence of it. That's how you can play multiple offenses. Shot, triangle read. Let's go. Next one from my Green Bay days. Again, 6-person slide protection week, meaning the offensive line slide week, back as strong duel. Arrow, exactly the same. And now they called it eagle cross. All eagle and zebra mean here are 11 personnel. This would be the zebra in 10 personnel. It is the E and eagle. So don't get it twisted as far as what they call them. It's the same play. Now, how they read it is a little bit different. So here, it's the same play, right? It's literally the exact same play, but the numbers are different. What does that mean? That probably means, again, off the top of my head, that we probably like this verse open, this verse close, but I could probably make the argument to do it the opposite too. You could do close rotation, a bunch of different ways. You could also just pure progression. Again, if you go back to the last image, it was pure progression for me in New Orleans. So what that looks like, it looks like the same exact thing because it is the same exact thing. These little dots tell you where to settle down in zone. Again, you can see that in route, settle down in zone. So just hypothetically, what if we did mesh here? You know, back in the day, mesh, they get to the same spots, y'all. I mean, it's the same spot here with the rail. I mean, it's the same play, just got there a different way. Again, I like it a little bit better, not better. I like it because it's faster, gets there quicker. You're there and you're out, as opposed to having to run all the way across. And then it really opens up this middle, creates space against man. Say you get it versus man, you get it versus two man, you get it versus closed man. You get in there, run away, get in there, run away. And then there is just this massive hole to be able to hit that basic, that crosser right where you want it, right across your vision. Love it, right down the hash, thing of beauty. First of a few bonus playbooks. This is from everyone's favorite OC, Greg Roman, back in the day, the SF 49er days. They used to call theirs bullseye. Does this look familiar? Two-person concept. That just means it'd be bullseye, bullseye, or you could tag it with whatever you want. Theoretically, you could tag it with bingo, bullseye. Doesn't matter. You could do bullseye with a corner. Same thing, again, that we talked about last time, where the other side will have like a smash. But this looks the same, right? It's the exact same play. There it is versus zone. We're sitting down. There it is versus man. We're running away. Hook it up versus zone. We're trying to find that spot. It's the same play. Bullseye for Greg Roman. Here's a little throwback to Shanahan's days in Atlanta. Okay, this is a little bit different of a play, just with the spray. But again, the bow concept is the exact same. You should immediately recognize the triangle, right? Boom, there it is. How they get there, a little bit different. Their bow on the backside is really just a hitch with this out runaway versus man. Again, with the basic coming now from the number 1 on the outside. But again, does that triangle look identical? Yes. The answer is yes. Here, that spray release is that push outside release as opposed to that kind of vertical up out play. Oftentimes you'll see here referred to as a spray out, spray post. I think spray out. I think Brady's pick versus New Orleans early in the season on a spray out. But again, this converts versus cloud. So really we're attacking the same part of the field, corner or an out, and we've still got that triangle read, right? Great runaways versus man, attack the middle of the field. Versus zone, we're going to get in there and sit right in the same spots. I mean, literally the exact same spots. It's a beautiful thing. Take shots and then allow your quarterback to do reads that they're comfortable with. And we've got a bunch of different ways to do it at a bunch of different formations, sets, people running different routes, but it's the same read, right? Shot, 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 triangle read, triangle read, triangle read. All right, we're already through 4 different offenses. Halftime, you dig the channel, you dig this kind of content, do me a favor, please subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications, let you know when we put out new content, when we go live. We've been going live more. Really helps the channel. Again, I very much appreciate it. If you're not quite ready to sign in to YouTube and subscribe and do the alerts and the bells, I wish you would. But if you're not going to, please hit the like button. Again, easy way to help the channel. Then if you're looking to take your football to the next level, we've got a bunch of different ways to do it. The Quarterback School tool will teach you how to beat every single coverage. The Pass Pro Quiz will test your football IQ, your understanding for pass protection, a really integral part of playing quarterback at a high level. They are free. They are linked in the description. Again, thank you for supporting the channel. Let's keep it going. Here's another bonus from the Shanahan days, a little bit more recent, 49ers. Here it is, spread basic. What does that mean? It means almost the exact same thing. Now, this is how I think most people run it nowadays, with that rail as the number 1 as opposed to the corner, right? If you go back to my dinosaur days playing, this is just a corner from right here, but it attacks the same part of the field, right? You get that runaway, run out, arrow, or whip, whatever. You get the sits versus zone with those dots, and then you get that, what they call a basic in the West Coast world, in route, really. So it's a triangle with that shot. How you get there, again, love it versus man. when you're going to get these shallows and you run a bunch of shallows, or say you run a bunch of mesh, you get that defender thinking, oh, I'm going to cut this thing. I'm going to get over the top. I'm going to beat him to the spot. Or maybe a bracket world where you're going to get that cut safety coming down, taking away that, trying to drive that thing across the field. Now you put the brakes on, come out of that thing. Again, one of my favorite parts of doing this is when it's no to the rail, no, don't have that. All of a sudden, this thing is just like the parting of the seas. Wide open, as easy in as you'll ever throw. Love it. Bunch of different ways to do it. One thing to pay attention to here, for all you Pass Pro aficionados, again, know of a good course. 4-jet, to me, I'm not familiar with a whole lot of 4-jet. Pretty sure just from looking at the drawing, it just means that the tight end is now the personal protector. Not the personal protector, the back in the backfield. So normally, if it's the back, it's 2-3-jet. If it's a tight end, it looks like it's 4-5-jet. Another bonus image here, bombers. This is from the New Orleans Saints, Sean Payton. Little 2-minute type play, signal, thumbs out. Pretty good signal, huh? 2 thumbs out. Arrow, they call them escape hots. Look familiar? There's that in route. Ooh, I love it with the read here, middle field open, take it. Again, react to man, find a spot to sit down in zone. Again, you can see those little drawings, find some space in there. Again, alert, I like it. They're taking full advantage of the vertical stretch, both sides now, as opposed to just a rail or a corner, with that exact same, you guessed it, say it with me, triangle read. You're welcome. Take a shot, triangle read. Love it. For all you front runner lovers out there, this is an LSU championship season image that we're looking at here. This is a little bit different, not quite the double arrow whip or kind of spread basic type look, but how they get there is really the same to me. So we'll go through this. I don't know anything about their terminology. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out with an L being the formation, pacer probably being the protection, Lucy is the concept to the right, snag is the concept to the left. Now let's build it out. How exactly are they trying to get there? Now it looks like there are little notes. Lucy, no matter what, probably reading off the mic here. But what do we get? We get an alert. We get a shot down the field. We got to go. Then we've got this where he's trying to win on the hitch or the slant until he can't. The slant until he can't. But when he doesn't win on that slant, so say you come out here, I want to throw the slant. I can't for whatever reason. Mike gets over there. Whatever, we can't make it happen. Now he runs that out. And I'm used to calling this more of like a slop concept, meaning slant till you can't and then run it out. Kind of like a slant option. You run on the backside of old school stick. But this is, let's say he gets to the out, then we just tether that to snag. Snag right there, arrow. They run it with the basic. Beautiful. That should look pretty familiar. Again, one more time. Got a shot down the field. I like this little bonus opportunity for the slant. No, if it's not there, he's going to run the out. And then we get the snag on the backside. And really, what is this thing? This is just looks like almost like a borderline pure progression, right? This might be an alert. 1, 2, 3, all the way back. Again, how they read it, you can see they're going snag, basic here. But again, you look at the notes, you look how you really play. Primary, let's go. Again, this is the exact same play, right? We've installed it out of a bunch of different formations. It's the same play. It's a shot. It's a triangle read. Now, there's some nuance, some detail as far as every little system you're going to get in. I would guess that there's an element of reading the mic here with this slant version. But for me, it's the same play. And finally, a little film bonus, this time from Super Bowl 55, the Chiefs. The Chiefs run this all the time. I don't love putting video clips on these X and O's videos for a number of different reasons, but the Chiefs run this so many times, figured I'd put it in. Again, it's a great way to get a completion, a great way in this game to get the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands quickly. Doesn't need to run around back there, just get a completion, get the ball going in the right direction. Again, opportunity to attack the field in all the same spots that we're talking about, right? That middle triangle. They do it with the shifting the back end, get the man zone read. But again, you should know what the read is here. Now, they don't even do an alert. I would say you could put something over here that you want to take a shot on. If you don't want to take a shot, all right, here's the little arrow out or whip, arrow out, return, spread, whatever you want to say. There's that in route. Now, that's a drawing, right? Here's the difference between a drawing and playing. You got to play with space. You got to get in there. You got to find the space. You got to get in there. It's zone, find some space. Nobody better than Kelsey with that. Get in there, find some space. I think they run a little check down and run a hitch here for their iteration of it here. But at the end of the day, what is it? It's this triangle read, right? Get a completion. Nice and easy. Again, difference between people being able to draw on a chalkboard, on a whiteboard, and playing football. Big difference. Watch Kelsey. Get in there. There it is. Space. Now you can see the in. If Kelsey wasn't there, would the in be there? Maybe. You got that safety up top cheating because the release of number 1 going shallow and stopping. He can then poach number 3. But you can see nice, easy spacing. When the Mike drives Kelsey, I think that's 54. When he drives Kelsey, you can see the middle open. If that safety wasn't coming down, driving up top, that basic, that bow, that cross would be nice. There it is. Arrow cross, arrow bow, arrow basic, spread, however you want to call it. We're faking that shallow cross coming across. Versus zone, we're finding space, giving the quarterback a lane to get an easy completion. Multiple, attack every coverage. Boom, let's go. That is a wrap. The arrows basic or arrows crosser, spray concept, however you want to classify it. We are taking a shot, usually with a corner or a rail, and then we are working a triangle read. And it's built to take advantage of teams that are overrunning shallow crossers or drive routes, being able to beat man coverage. If it is zone, got a nice ability to adapt and change. I think that this is very applicable to many different teams. Even if you don't want to insert a whole new concept, you can kind of mix and match things you've already done, how we saw LSU build in their kind of snag slop concept to be able to basically create the same thing. And so take a shot, triangle read. Again, you're building ways to take shots down the field, take opportunities for big plays when they're there. But if they're not there, let's get a completion. Let's do something the quarterback's used to doing that most offenses rely upon. That's that triangle read, trying to find a variation to create a triangle somewhere to allow the quarterback to have options, but also be simple. Pure progression. 1, 2, 3. You can play for me. Thank you for hanging to the end. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.